Okay. Where do I begin? Let's see. It is Wednesday, as promised. I'm actually recording live. I thought I would be able to record earlier, but I didn't. Let's see what's happened. Since I left you last, I went on a date on that Friday, which was pretty incredible. And then I ended up spending the entire weekend with this person. I'm not saying I'm in love or anything, but it was just, he's just very kind. He's a very kind human being, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him better. And I met the friends, which is, some people would be like, wow, that's really fast. But like, honestly, what better way to get to know somebody than introducing them to your friends? And sometimes just timing lines up that way. It was more of like, there was a 90s dance party, and he was like, do you want to come? All my friends are going to be there. I'm like, why not? Like, just go with the flow, go with the magic, grow with the moment, if you will. I made some tweaks. So we're friends. That's still seeing each other, casual, whatever happens. Lovely human. I guess I'll say something about this. I've been shut off dating, obviously, for quite some time, and like real dating. And ever since I felt like I've come back to myself, I have noticed like a change in response. And this is going to sound extremely haughty of me. But I'm just noticing this, okay? Ever since I've gotten my spark back, I've noticed this really incredible response from people, like strangers on the street, making eye contact left and right. This person's friends that I met were overwhelmingly welcoming. They themselves are wonderful human beings, but also like, I just felt this like air of like acceptance and just intrigue and curiosity. And I made a couple of girlfriends that night. And it goes to show that like when you're feeling good and you're looking the best that you think you can look at the moment, but you can always look the best that you believe you can look, like physically. But when the beauty and joy and fulfillment and gratitude is within your being, and you truly feel it, like with like every moment that you take. Like, I think I've mentioned this before, like meditation for me isn't just sitting in a room quiet. Like, yes, I can do that, but like meditation sometimes is also just like meditating on the present moment as I like walk the streets, go get a coffee while I'm washing the dishes or doing laundry. Like I could be doing anything and meditating at the same time. And so it's like I am proof to myself that like once you kind of like tap into this kind of inner fulfillment of being and just kind of accepting with gratitude where you are in your life at the moment, even if it's not perfect, but that there's still this beautiful dance happening in the world around us amongst the chaos, that other people will feel it too. And it's just like, again, I don't want to be too woo-woo, but like feeling the energy of people is a real thing. That's all I guess I'm trying to say. At the event, I think I mentioned last week that I went to, I said I was going to go to a networking event for this tech company called Pelican. I think they do CI/CD kind of stuff. Don't quote me on that, but they provide services. They provide a lot of data services to other tech companies, SaaS companies within Ghent and other areas, obviously global. Anywho, I went to the networking event, struck up a conversation with somebody from KPMG, Belgium, which was really interesting because we ended up talking for quite some time about the startup scene in Ghent. how there's more SaaS companies in Ghent than all the other cities in Belgium. Like they have more than like Antwerp, Brussels, Bruges. But Belgium has a lot of tech startups, and especially like, so where Ghent is in the Flanders area of Belgium. And I would say like there's like a lot of grants and funding. So the community has already been super welcoming. I took a tour of this place called Winter Circus, which is like a tech hub, co-working space for like tech startups and AI startups, and it's obviously mostly targeted towards tech people. And they opened last September, which is why I never got to see it last year when I was living here for a few months. And it feels like no matter where I turn lately, it's just been this like overwhelming support and community of people who are genuinely intrigued and curious about what it is that a person wants to build. So, you know, for people who have been following me for a minute, Mr. Johansson, you know, I have a love for ad tech, or just tech in general, and this product has sparked a lot of curiosity, and I get to present to a few KPMG people, Belgium, in a few weeks. And then and they'll be educating me and giving me a list of support of places I can go to or people I can talk to get grant funding if I were to found my company in Belgium, which I want to. So there will be the Hamburg Mimicry AI company, and then there will be this community tech startup that I want to build. I don't want to give any more information about that because I still haven't submitted to any seed funds. I want to submit to pre-seed funds, but like I'm also a bit nervous about that because sometimes the devil's in the information, and the more information you know, the less, I guess the less naive you become, right? And the more fearful you become of putting yourself out there. I'm not so fearful of putting myself out there, but I definitely want to do it right. And so far, everyone that has seen my deck is extremely impressed with the amount of thought, the market validation, the strategic points that I've put into this. Like with my entire background in hospitality, to ad tech or tech in general, and creating communities and marketing, experiential, all of my experience is like being flooded into this business idea. And the more I show the deck to people, the more confident I am of how well I've done and how well I've thought it through. There's still so much to lay the foundation for, user journeys, stuff like that. And I think the price, the amount that I'm asking for is absolutely sensible to build an MVP and get the marketing going for that. And I know that I could start building it anytime by myself with like DevZero or any of the other like app building like AI platforms out there. However, like what I've seen in the cybersecurity community, there's a lot of like backdoor security issues. And because I'm trying to build a community that is, will deal with a lot of private personal data, especially including transaction fees, which will go through a third party, but I still have to make sure that like my end is buttoned up correctly. And something that people don't really consider also is when you are doing a project, and say you've done a website or a mobile app, it is very hard to switch dev teams or like lead developers even. Sure, you can have like, if you're like on a level of like a Citibank or American Express or something, you know, you're large enough to where people will acclimate to whatever systems and tech stack you have in place. But a lot of developers generally don't like to work on another developer's code. So, because we haven't started, I would rather start with a team that does it right the first time, hopefully, instead of like starting it on by myself on one of these apps with using AI, and then handing it over and them having to just start all over again. It's counterproductive. It's a lot of effort, and it's a waste of energy, time, money, resources. Like I'm extremely conservative when it comes to production management and how and where I invest my resources, because I feel like I would rather, well, not I feel like, I know I would rather invest correctly the first time, maybe paying a slightly higher price tag, but knowing that it's done correctly with the right team, that it thinks through all the things that I think through, rather than going with a cheaper option and then having to redo it eventually all over again. It's not smart. I know that a lot of people do this. I just don't want to do that. There's bigger fish to fry. And the tech stack and the programming, all of it needs to be taken seriously. So, off my pedestal, that's where I'm at. Excited to be talking to all of these people, and yeah, and seeing where this progresses. I started the visa application paperwork. I just need to gather proof of funds that I can support myself, and then I can file it. And I have to file it from the US, so I actually still have to go back. I would, fingers crossed, would be living here by August. And if all goes well, if I'm meant to be here, if like I do my due diligence and try all the things and, you know, put it out there in the universe and like talk to all the right people, show up, and apply myself, hopefully it'll all land in a place to where I can start my tech startup here. I like the people, I like the community, I love the amount of support that I've been shown so far, the genuine curiosity, and I feel safe, I feel good, and I want to follow that. I want to follow my joy. I could start a company in London, I could start a company in Paris, and Hamburg, Berlin, anywhere. New York, not that lucrative right now. But the community aspect is, I think, more important than ever. I mean, we see that with Web3. I've talked about that before, but like the whole community aspect of coming together. Like, I have done things by myself for so long that like coming out and talking to community members in Kent about this and sharing it within my own community of people that live across the globe of this project that I want to do, and seeing the support has made this dream feel like it can actually become a reality, not just from me putting all my effort into the deck for the last couple of months, but to get people's opinion and be like, wow, you've really thought this through. And then seeing the support manifest in front of me, like through people being like, yes, actually, we do have the resources. Let me introduce you to somebody, feels really good. I didn't really get that. And I have to believe that the timing of it all lining up to me being Ghent matters, means something. So I guess that's a long-winded way of saying that, like, doing the work and showing up is really, really important. But letting the universe and the timing of things line up correctly is also extremely valuable. And not rushing it, but just showing up and being present and letting things unfold. And I guess that brings me to my final point, because I'm at 13, almost 14 minutes. I was walking through Ghent, and you'll see the scenes that I'm going to share and close out this video. I wanted to say, I felt this like immense moment of gratitude for anybody watching and has been consistently watching these videos with me. That I really, the YouTube, like having this like small, tiny little presence of the internet has been really good for me to expand myself in ways that were frightening at first. And I'm grateful for the people who have started following me from 0 to, I think I have 39 followers right now. And I hope you consider that like all the moments that I take video grabs of these moments around me, of the scenery and putting the music together, is like my love letter to you in a way, to show my gratitude that you are here, and for the small group of you that are riding along this journey and giving me the space and kindness and appreciation to keep showing up, so that my words can breathe, my personage can breathe. So yeah, not to get too sappy on you, but that's just how I feel. I wanted to share my gratitude. I feel a lot of gratitude for the opportunity to become whoever it is that I'm becoming. Yeah. Thanks for watching.